Good afternoon. My name is Olubola Olusanya, fifth year MBA, and I'm from Tampa, Florida.
Hi, my name is Randy Williams. I'm a first year MBA candidate, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hello everyone, my name is Justin Morrison. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm a JD MBA candidate. And we are Team 5, Good Life Consulting. As you see on your screen, here we provide a brief overview of our presentation. We will start with an introduction, then to an analysis, then alternatives, recommendations, implementation plans, and we will end off with the conclusion. LG Electronics is a South Korean multinational corporation that is a part of the LG Corporation. LG Corporation makes electronic products, chemicals, and telecom products. LG, specifically the LG Electronics division, employs 82,000 people around the world in 100 different nations. Also, LG Electronics has an over $50 billion revenue, making it the LG Corporation's most lucrative division. LG Electronics follows the philosophy of great company, great people, underscoring its belief that investing in people, consumers, and employees will make LG a great company. Global, technology, humanity, and electronics are the pillars of LG. We argue today that LG already has the tools necessary to make it a global leader and to continue success in the emerging markets. But LG lacks the marketing presence to inform consumers. We pinpointed LG's problem. How does LG position itself to become a global giant in the field of electronics and appliance manufacturing? This problem we focus on two issues: whether LG should become a global leader in the electronics industry, and whether LG should continue to focus on strictly emerging markets or strictly developed markets. And now on to Boba.
So, in order to understand the scope of LG's problem, we conducted an industry analysis using Porter's 5 forces. So for buyer power, we determined that it was high just because in this industry, the sales are really driven by consumer demand for these innovative and high-tech products. Also, the companies only make sales when there's availability of consumer disposable income. As well as in this industry, there are few switching costs, so it doesn't cost that much to change from one brand to another when you're deciding on what you want to buy. So say it's a TV, it doesn't cost much to switch from Samsung to LG. And also there are undifferentiated products in this industry. So for supplier power, we found that to be low just because the electronic companies tend to dictate the terms. In this industry, it's really all about the consumer and what the consumer wants. The threat of new entrants we found to be low just because coming into this industry, you do need to have a heavy investment and you need to have sophisticated R&D. So you have to put a lot of money in to be able to compete with the big corporations in this industry. Also, brand loyalty and the big distribution network are also important factors because people need to be able to see your products on the shelves of stores if they want to purchase them. For threat of substitutes, we found that to be low because many of the substitutes are in the same industry. So for example, some people say that computers are going to substitute TVs, and in this case, a lot of the computers and TVs are in the same industry. For industry rivalry, we found that to be high because companies are continuing to adapt to new technologies. They have to continue to increase their research and development and continue to create new products in order to stay on top of this industry. And now Randy will go into the company analysis.
So in order to get a clear picture of LG as a company, we decided to perform a SWOT analysis to determine LG's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities for growth, and any threats that face the company. So LG's strengths include their innovative supply chain, which utilizes an independent subsidiary model, their wide range of high-quality products, the positive relationship and customer loyalty that they have established in BRIC countries, the fact that they are a socially responsible company, and their ability to adapt their services and products to local markets. LG's weaknesses include low brand awareness and a lack of youth-centered marketing. Their declining performance in emerging markets is also a weakness we identified, and the fact that their products lack innovative design. Some opportunities for growth are to develop a new marketing strategy, to use the research and development department to create new and innovative technologies and products, as well as to pursue new emerging markets such as South Africa. And the threats we identify are local competitors, especially in China, where local electronics companies are using cheap labor and already established technologies to create low-end products. Another threat is large competitors such as Apple and Samsung, who have already established a firm presence in developed markets. Justin will now discuss our alternatives.
We focused on 4 alternatives in helping us solve LG's problems. The first is focused strictly on emerging markets. The second is focused strictly on developed markets. The third focused on emerging markets while increasing brand in developed markets. And the fourth is focused on developed markets while sustaining a presence in emerging markets. The first alternative is advantageous because it builds on LG's core competencies of focusing on emerging markets. LG has already built a presence in emerging markets, and that's where they're succeeding. This also differentiates LG as a company that supports emerging markets that contrasts with most electronic companies that support developed markets. Lastly, LG has an opportunity for long-term success once emerging markets become fully developed. However, LG loses the opportunity to be considered a global giant in developed markets. The second alternative is advantageous because LG could become a big player in developed market, creating more opportunity for global expansion. However, LG risks losing consumer base and brand loyalty in emerging markets. The third alternative, to focus on emerging markets while increasing brand in developed markets, is advantageous because LG already has a competitive edge in emerging markets, and LG can use successful tactics from emerging markets to tap into communities in developed markets. However, LG is at a disadvantage with this option because LG risks not spending enough resources on developed markets to be considered a global giant. And lastly, our fourth alternative. The fourth alternative is advantageous because LG can increase its global presence while claiming a position as a top competitor in developed markets. However, LG may lack resources to sustain a competitive edge in emerging markets. And now on to our recommendation. We selected the third alternative as our recommendation, which is to focus on emerging markets while increasing brand in developed markets. We selected this option because LG already established best practices leading to success in emerging markets. Also, LG has a larger opportunity to grow in new emerging markets. And lastly, LG has a strong corporate social responsibility work, and could use that as a differentiating factor. And now on to Lola.
So in order to implement our recommendations, we categorize them by the market type and by the time frame. So for the emerging markets, we believe that LG is already doing a lot of things right. We believe that they should continue to use their best practices like using local labor and practicing corporate social responsibility. We also feel that they should increase their local research and development to create specialized products for those specific markets. And we also believe that they should really promote their corporate social responsibility. They already do a lot of great things for the community, and this can really increase their brand loyalty in those emerging markets as well as developed markets. And for the long term, we suggest that LG expand into other markets, really having a strong base in places like South Africa as well.
So our short-term plan for entering developed markets includes rebranding LG as a socially responsible, innovative company with a target specifically on millennials. After millennials find out that a company is pro-social, they are 83% more likely to trust that company, 79% more likely to purchase their products, 73% more likely to listen to the message of that company, and 44% more likely to want to work for this company. In addition to that, millennials account for 21% of consumer spending in the United States. We also want to reinvent LG's online marketing strategy to make their website more user-friendly and to give consumers an easier way to access LG products. Our long-term implementation plan includes opening LG Experience stores, which are similar to what Samsung has done in Best Buy. The goal of these stores is to give consumers the opportunity to learn more about LG products and to give them the opportunity to work hands-on with our products, as well as to increase sales for LG.
So our implementation plan relies heavily on a large marketing budget. LG's marketing budget is an estimated $740 million a year. And in order to keep up with top competitors like Apple and Samsung, it really needs to increase its marketing budget. So now we see that Samsung's marketing budget is about $4 billion, whereas Apple is about $1 billion. We expect LG to increase its marketing budget to $2.5 billion in order to increase sales by at least 20%. We find that Apple and Samsung's huge success have really been fueled by having a really large and impactful brand. As you can see, if you can remember, Apple had the Think Different campaign, and I think campaigns like that really put the brand into the forefront of consumers' minds when they're thinking about purchasing products.
So here we have a possible marketing campaign that LG could use. LG has already established itself as a socially responsible company, and they do tremendous work and have impacted many communities around the world, and they just need to promote this to their consumers. Some examples of what they have done as a company is that 48 business sites participated in social contribution activities, and 96% of their employees participated in the salary rounding fund.
You are what you buy. Be good, buy good, make life good. This is the basic idea of the advertising and marketing that we encourage LG to have. We would like to encourage LG to not only make products that are good for consumers, but we want them to portray the message that their products are good for the local community.
And LG's goal is to develop good products and technologies that contribute to resolving social issues in local communities. And we believe that this marketing campaign is consistent with that goal.
Wouldn't you like to make a good life better?
This concludes our presentation. We would now like to open the floor for any questions, comments, or concerns.
You got a very aggressive marketing plan here. You're going to really ramp up, it looks like, quite a bit of budget and everything. Did you all look at a little bit of the financials part of that budget increase? Did you look at the financials to say, if you do this, is it going to increase sales by X percentage and possibly our net profit by a certain percentage? Did you get into that depth?
So we use Samsung as an example. They increased their marketing plan by $1 billion, and it resulted in a 23% sales increase. And so we decided to estimate conservatively at a 20% increase with our budget, our marketing budget.
Back up on his question, is that new budget, the $2.5 billion?
Yes.
Is that going to be global?
Global.
Are you going to divide it between emerging markets and
It's
developed markets? How would you divide that?
It's meant to be global because the marketing campaign is really going to be geared towards the increasing the brand presence in emerging markets. So most of what's happening I meant developed markets. Because most of what's happening in emerging markets is really, they're just trying to strengthen their niche, strengthening their brand, and because they already have strong business practices in the emerging markets, we're just trying to promote everything that they're doing, their corporate social responsibility, and I think that will appeal more to the people in the developed markets. And it's important for them to know that they're buying into a company that is supportive of sustainability and the community as a whole.
Did you compare, you said you looked at Samsung to reach conclusions about how much input you put into the budget and how much profit? Did you look at any other company?
I believe Samsung was our major source of reference because they are right now LG's top competitor.
Did you look at Apple?
We looked at Apple, but we felt that Samsung is a little bit closer as far as a competitor because we feel like Apple already has this extremely strong brand, especially in the developed markets. So we focus most of our assumptions on what Samsung was doing.
Did you look at any pricing? What one thing makes them so strong in emerging markets? Other than the social responsibility. Was there anything, did you research why they're so strong in emerging markets? Was it the price? What is it? Advertising?
I think we found that their strategy, they have like an independent subsidiary strategy where they have local labor in those countries. So that also increases like the brand loyalty because people know that LG is actually invested in the people of that country.
They also invested within the emerging markets. For example, in the readings talked about LG had associated name with certain sports team. So that's why we got the hint that marketing was a major aspect of sales.
Do you think that will work in developed countries?
Yeah, I think we can take some of the similar tactics and use them in developed markets as well.
In reaching your goals with the implementation plan, and you list all the alternatives, both the advantages and disadvantages, but once you landed on your recommendation, did you think through what may be some risks involved in implementing that strategy, as well as what are the mitigation factors to reduce the risk?
So we definitely took into consideration the fact that we are trying to increase brand awareness in developed markets, and that's not where we have been successful in the past. We really hope to use youth-friendly, youth-centered, and online presence, as well as the LG stores, to really create a new brand for LG that will hopefully bring it to a level of competitors such as Apple and Samsung.
And one of the risks we found was that, there could be a possibility that our marketing that's geared towards the developed markets may not work. But however, in our recommendation, we're really trying to strengthen the brand and strengthen the company and the operations in those emerging markets. So even if we aren't successful in the developed markets, we still have the core competency in the core business.
So is there a plan B if investing in $2.5 billion doesn't work?
Well, this is more of a short-term goal for us, more like a 5-year goal. So if it didn't play out well in 5 years, we would know to reevaluate and develop a new plan. Any more questions?